And this is just not a game. This, to me, is a must-win game. We have to figure out a way to elevate this team to the next level. It's all about the mentality. I did a show the other day speaking on the mentality aspect. And if we can get these minds together, then all we have to do is just take one game at a time. We know how momentum works. We know how game day is, right? Shout out to those who've been tuning in for a long time. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this thing. Let's share this thing all around the globe. I know you guys can. We got to get to 100 likes. I put in a lot of work, and I know you guys put in a lot of work tuning in to the nation, and you guys be rocking with nothing but the best right now, today. We going to get this thing going one way or another. We don't fold up like lawn chairs, right? So this is a must-win game. It's a battle. Battle to the finish, battle to the fight, the battle of your mind as we can put things together, as we can rewind to things that like this. Remember 3 and 5. Let's rewind to 3 and 5. Let's elevate our mental to just know that we overcome that. We don't belong right here, right now. The naysayers said that we are already out of the race, right? But I told everybody, and I tell everybody today, if you continue to fight, throwing those blows, representing that silver and blue to the day you die. Yes. Everybody that's in here, when we die, we want on our tombstone the star. Yes. That's what we want, right? The legacy starts right here. Shout out to Hector, man. Shout out to Tell. Shout out to Kerry Teagle, my brother from another mother. What's up? Lord Pitar, appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. Thank y'all for tuning in to this thing. Yes, no excuses. Yes, Rayon says no excuses. I put that down right now. No excuses. Zero. Zara. Nada. Sarah nada. Zero nada. Yes. Let's get it. Let's get this mental mindset together. The path of your mind. Focus. Let's go. Cody, salute to you, fam. Appreciate you for tuning in. Sean Lee in the mix, man. Really appreciate everybody for being part of this thing. Let's get this thing going one way or another. I hope you got your lucky socks on, your lucky t-shirts and all that good stuff, right? Let's see what the 105.3 the fans are talking about. Let's see.
This season, which is really bad, obviously.
Yes, you'll be tuning in
That's
to them.
Basically, almost 2 a game.
Okay. Y'all cool with
that?
But
that also means, as Broad has said, they're going to take some chances down the field, and they have 4 receivers. Tampa does, with over 600 yards receiving. You know how many the Cowboys have?
600 yards.
One with over 600 yards receiving. Now
spreading the ball
around.
They have
2 with 500 yards, or 3. Zeke and Cole Beasley, and obviously Amari, all have over 500 yards receiving. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 4 receivers with over 600 yards receiving, and there's a good chance we're going to see a Cowboys killer in the lineup for Tampa in the receiving core, guy that's missed some games of late, in Deshaun Jackson. So, they've got Jackson. Mike Evans is an absolute monster. 1,300 yards receiving for Mike Evans this year. He's at 18 yards of reception, which is crazy when you're the number one receiver to have 18 yards of reception on 1,300 yards receiving. So, that's the thing is, Jameis has thrown 13 picks, but they've got 4 guys with over 600 yards receiving, so he's going to take some chances and shots down the field. He is not afraid to turn the football over.
They don't have the number 1 passing offense in the passing yards in the league for nothing.
Right.
They're going to take the shots. The 50-50 balls, the long balls down the field. They're going to give Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson, the guys like that, the opportunity to make these huge chunk plays. It is imperative the Cowboys get off of the field on 3rd downs, and when Jameis Winston gives you an opportunity to intercept the ball, Byron Jones, Jordan Lewis, Cheeto, you have to take advantage of that. Xavier Woods, Jeff Heath, you cannot miss those opportunities. Because like you just said, at 2 a game at average, Jameis Winston is giving you an opportunity to take the ball away. 20% of Tampa Bay's drives throughout the season, 20% ends on turnovers.
Wow.
So they want to give you an opportunity to take the ball away. You just have to be in position and be prepared to do so.
No doubt.
All right, loaded up in the 10 o'clock hour as we get you ready for the Buccaneers and Cowboys. Joe Buck will join us from Fox. Brandon Babe will join us. Mike Fisher will join us. Coming up next, though, it's former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Radio Network. Dave Moore joins us inside AT&T Stadium. This is the official pregame show of the Dallas Cowboys on your home.
Thank you, everybody, for being part of the mix. We'll be jumping back and forth with 105.3 The Fan. Appreciate them. There's a fantastic network, fantastic website, and radio station that's in the heart of Dallas. Look, guys, I know that they said the other guy is a Cowboys killer. To me, I don't know what game they've been watching, but I think the Cowboys enabler. He helped us win a few games, right? Fumbling the ball, trying to run, take kickoff returns and things like that. Deshaun Jackson, right? That's his name. And I like his skill set. He was on the market for a minute, and everybody was saying, like, hey, we should go out there and grab him. I mean, him in this offense, maybe, just maybe. And then, hey, Tavon Austin, T.A., he's our guy too. So I just hope that collectively, if this team just come out here and don't look flat, when we get into the money zone, green zone, red zone, we got to take advantages of those opportunities. We cannot lay down. We cannot fold up. And I do not want to see the kicker, Brett Maher, getting out there kicking kicks. That's just the bottom line. Shout out to you, Jordan. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, fam. Who else we have here? Scott. Thank you for tuning in. He says, Tolo, turn it on, leave it on. Yes, I turn it on and I leave it on. Tolo. Turn it on, leave it on. Tolo Law. That's what you can put that down. Hashtag Tolo Law. That's what Law Nation do. I listen to 105.3 The Fan. And shout out to Mike Fisher, man. He's just one of those guys who, when I first got to Dallas, he opened up his restaurant, the Mavericks Bar, that's in the Carrollton area. He got 2 bars, actually. So Mike Fisher got that cash. Don't let him fool you. I know he liked the free things in life, but Mike Fisher, he opened up the bar for me, Mark Holmes, my guy Voch Lombardi, Big Game James, and he said, look, guys, y'all can have the whole entire platform. Y'all can do whatever y'all want, and I got you on drinks and food. And I was like, okay, cool. Mike Fisher, he's just that cool. Now, although he don't jump on the show or anything, but he hit me up from time to time via Twitter and things like that. So shout out to Mike Fisher. Jordan, he gave me the wolf. Yeah, so you guys know I'm going to have to look for that wolf out there. You know I'm looking for them, right? Let's see if they tune in. They're still on commercial break. While they're still on commercial break, I'm going to go look for that wolf for you since you put it down in the chat box. What's up, Francisco? Appreciate you for tuning in. Hey, let me know. Jordan, he said he's from Arizona. I love to see this and I love to hear this and I love to read this. Put down where you guys are from, where you guys are watching the show from, and where you guys reside from, and how long you've been following the Cowboys. You can say from the day I was born and things like that. Yes. Barry B. Mike Fisher is a very fan-friendly. Yes, he is. He's very fan-friendly. He's a cool guy. Yes, I'm trying to look for the Wolves out there, man. 27-13, Cowboys face. Face. He said, it is what it is, man. I would love to see that. As long as we come out with the dub, all day. Hector got the Wolves with the fire behind it. I'm looking for it. Oh. There you go. Uh-oh, they coming out now, baby. They coming out now. Y'all better watch out. Y'all better realize and recognize they here. They live in the flex. Yes. Long Beach, Cali in the house. Quentin, what's up? What's up, Long Beach? West Side all day. West Side is the best side, right? Since 85. This is what I'm talking about. So when I say live like 95, I need to be saying live like 85. What's good, fam? Shout out to you. Kenosha. What's up, Serge? Shout out to you. Los Angeles. What's up, hardcore Cowboy fan? He ain't talking about softcore. He talking about hard. My body be punished for hard living. Plans on the fact, like pleasure and pain. I'm stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. Yes. West Side. Bomb on y'all. What's up, man? Say prime time. What's up, man? Shout out to you. He got the gorilla face out there. That's what I'm talking about. Just dog nasty. He don't have the wolves, but yes, hot boys. Yeah, y'all know they live into this thing now. We're live now, baby. Baby, we are live. They don't want to see us. They don't want to be around us because we just live like that. Let's see what they got.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah, they still on commercial, but they finna bring it in. Play action. That's what I want to see, too. I want to see play action. I want to see, believe it or not, I want to see a flea flicker. Who want to see the flea flickers around here? Let me know. Yes, Hector, them wolves. Like, not them boys, them wolves, right? We them boys since 78. That's what I'm talking about. Say Fuller. Yes, man. Yes, Surge. Yes. Fire.
That's Dave Moore of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And they're going to bring David Moore. RPO. So we're going to listen to what they got to say because I love to hear the opposite side, the opposing. Jamaica, what's up? What you know about Rick's Bar? What y'all know about Rick's Bar? Hates. Yes, indeed. Let me know if you know anything about Rick's Bar. Montego Bay in the house. No Sean Lee today. Quentin, this may be the end of the road for my guy Sean Lee.
Gerald McCoy is still one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. What's been the issue with this football team this season?
Really just consistency. Every team, if you go man for man, the Bucs, they match up well, and there's certain areas of the defense, like defensive backfield, they got some young guys and some inexperienced guys, but it's no different than any other team around the league. And
no doubt.
You had Mike Smith, who started the season as a defensive coordinator. It appeared that the schemes and what he was trying to do was a little too difficult, and you'd see guys out of position and receivers catching the ball in the open field and uncontested, so they made a switch to Duffner. And under Duffner, it's been a more simplified scheme, a more accountability on the player's side of understanding where they're supposed to be, anticipating things, and they've improved every week, but still, at the moment of truth, when they get within 7 points of some teams and have to make that stop, they've struggled to do it. So really, early on, it was more about the inability to execute the defense they were asked to run. And then later on, it's been more about the details in which they're doing their job. And so the consistency has really been a problem.
When you look at a guy that we're familiar with from playing him twice a year with the Giants, he's now with you guys, and JPP. He seems like he's found his stride a little bit this season, 11 and a half sacks. How good has he been for that Tampa Bay defensive front, and do you see him causing a lot of problems today for the Cowboys?
Well, he's a guy that plays with high energy. He would have been here this morning, and he gets there every week at 8 o'clock in the morning on game day. He's down there with the guys bringing in the equipment, and he takes it serious. He's really risen the level of energy and sense of urgency on that defensive line, and collectively they played a lot better. Gerald McCoy, good football player, but Jason Pierre-Paul has really been able to challenge all of those guys, and you see periodically on the sideline he'll get after some of the guys and really questioning their effort and energy, wanting everybody to get to that higher level. So he's a guy that did exactly like the Bucs were hoping he would do when he came in as a free agent, and really taught a lot of these younger guys how to play at that higher level with higher energy. And he's a guy that's going to move around. You'll see him standing up. You'll see him inside. You'll see him outside. He gets wide. He gets sideways.
I don't think Taco
he's
playing,
gonna
man.
Do the best he can to create some issues and try to get Dak out of the pocket.
Dave Moore joining us, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers radio network. This season for the Buccaneers started off really exciting with Fitzmagic and what Ryan Fitzpatrick was doing, and now with Jameis at quarterback. Just give us a little insight into that quarterback situation and the dynamic this year, and then the future of the position in Tampa.
We can spend some time on that, and really because of Jameis' own doing, he was suspended for the first 3 weeks. It wasn't any secret. And
true that.
The reason you have a guy like Fitzpatrick on your roster, he's a veteran guy. You don't need to give him a lot of reps in practice so he could step in and play, and he played extremely well. But everywhere he's been that type of guy where when he gets hot, there's nobody better. But then the following week, he'll throw 3 interceptions, and you'll wonder what he was thinking when he let the ball go. So it's been a little bit of a ping-pong back and forth. We put Jameis back in, and then he did the same thing, threw 3 interceptions, and they put Fitzpatrick back in. So they've gone back and forth. And I think the one thing that Jameis has learned from his time on the bench and early in the season was his biggest weakness is his ability to make something happen or want to make something happen when it's not there. So the last 3 weeks, he's done a much better job of taking a sack, throwing the ball away, not forcing it into a pile of bodies, hoping his guy comes up with the ball. Hopefully it's helped him mature a little bit. And, we haven't moved the ball quite as well as we did before that, but he got rid of that gunslinger mentality, at least for the last 3 weeks, and it's obviously led to less turnovers.
Well, overall, offensively, this team, especially in the passing game, can put up some gaudy numbers. You see Mike Evans is a guy who has 1,300 yards receiving, and you have 4 receivers that have the ball, have more than 600 yards receiving.
What's up, Will? Shout out to you,
Why hasn't that translated into more wins? Why hasn't the ability to pass the ball at that kind of rate translated into more wins?
To be honest with you, it's been discipline. The Bucs broke a record this year for over 500 yards in a game and only had 3 points to show for it. That's not a very good record you want to beat, but that just shows you what's happening with this team. They haven't been able to run the ball consistently. They've played from behind, so of course those passing yards get a little bit distorted. But when they've gone into the red zone, they've turned it over. They've had penalties. They just can't complete drives, and it's due to discipline. It's somebody jumping off sides. It's hanging on to a guy too long to get a holding call. It's forcing the ball into a crowded end zone, hoping Mike Evans is going to go make a play, and the defender comes down with it. It's really, honestly, it's nothing when you watch the film that the other team is doing that they didn't do all game long. It's something the Bucs are not able to stay disciplined enough to say, if this guy's not open, I'm going to launch it into the stands and we're going to kick a field goal and win. And there's been some of that as well. We're on our second kicker again because, Catanzaro was inconsistent and kind of changed the game plan because you missed some kicks early in the game. But overall, it's really been about the discipline and the consistency in executing the offense.
Execution. And you might have the same answer for this one, Dave, but the Cowboys have struggled in the red zone this season, and Tampa Bay is the worst team in the red zone as far as defense. What has been the struggle in that area? Is it the same thing too as well, just discipline on that end of the ball, on that end of the field with the defense as well?
Well, a little bit. Of course, you're going to have some of that, but a lot of it, like I mentioned earlier, you had Mike Smith as defense coordinator, very different, more complicated scheme. Then you have Duffner, and you know as well as I do, it's very difficult at this level to basically change your philosophy and your scheme of offense or defense midstream during the season. So it's hard. There's a curve. I mean, these guys start in OTAs and they put in all this stuff, and then in camp they start to refine it. Well, now you've done it after week 6, so you've done it in the middle of the season. So where guys are getting caught, especially in the red zone, everybody likes to run that man-to-man where you're rubbing each other off and you have to pass things off when you're in the zone and all kinds of stuff. So really they've been vulnerable to the pass in the red zone. And then up front on defense, they have to have that sense of urgency to control the line of scrimmage. They've done it at times. They've stopped people on the goal line, but really through the air you have some of these younger DBs. A couple weeks ago there was 4 defensive backs on the field that weren't on the roster in the beginning of the season. So you've had a lot of the injuries in the defensive backfield. You've had change of scheme. You've had change of coverage responsibilities. So all those things kind of add up to give you a very poor red zone defense. So at times, yes, a little bit undisciplined, but for the most part, it's having a good understanding. Everybody knows you can't play full speed if you don't understand what you're doing 100%, and you can see a lot of that. You'll see guys get caught out of position.
Dave Moore joining us, Tampa Bay Buccaneers Radio Network. Dave, what do you expect to see today? Obviously, the Cowboys, they had that 5-game winning streak that put them in position to win the division today. But the Buccaneers, you give them hope. If the Cowboys leave the door open, it's a team that can upset them with the talent that they have. So what do you expect to see today, Dave?
Got a lot of talent.
Well, I think from the Cowboys offense, you're going to see them want to establish Zeke Elliott early. The Bucs have struggled against the run a lot this season. So you look at the game last week, they played the Ravens, and the Ravens were a little slow in the first half running the football, but literally controlled the ball the entire second half on the ground. So if the Cowboys watch that film and they can establish that run, it's going to be a great way for them to control the tempo of the game. And for the Bucs offense, they have to find a run game somehow. You can throw the football all you want, but there's going to be situations on the road in a noisy environment that you don't want to throw on 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 9. You want to make third downs manageable, so they're going to have to try to get Peyton Barber going, or at least use some creative schemes to keep those down and distance manageable.
Dave Moore, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Radio Network. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the game today. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. My pleasure, guys. Good luck. Merry Christmas.
Dave Moore joining us. Join the Dallas Cowboys in their fight for good as they help the Salvation Army assist thousands in need across DFW this holiday season. Your donation can make a big difference, so please give today at redkettlereason.org. Joe Buck, inside AT&T Stadium next on 105.3 The Fan.
Yes, indeed. Joe Buck next. Hey, guys, make donation to the Red Kettle. We all know that this morning that we are blessed to be here. So in this time of seasoning, everybody, I would wish you guys a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and whatever you guys believe in and things like that. Appreciate you. Download the Yahoo Sports app. This is from Michael Lucas. Yes, do what Michael says, right? All right, John Davis, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. I'm tired of them coming up short. They need to come up quick, John Davis. They need to. Cowboy Nation, we need to come up no short. Now, I'll take a short win. I'll take a win by 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. But still, we need to come up with this W. At the end of the day, we need to. Who else we have? Will, shout out to you, man. Cowboys having their feet on the ground this game. Yeah, they need to implant their feet on the ground. Need to take advantages of this porous, and I'm talking about porous Buccaneers. Let me see if you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. You need to take a serious approach on that because they are giving up averaging 4.8 yards per carry or something like that. And I know they have yet to face a running back like Ezekiel Elliott because he is one of the better running backs in the league. So we really need to step that part up. Let's see what else we have. The realest ever, man. Shout out to you. He said, showtime, baby. Nah. Cowboys is game time, and we got to bring it up. We got to really, really, really bring it up to the fact that we got to have everybody hitting, and I'm talking about hitting, with whether it be on offensive side of the ball, hitting, executing their plays, then also with the defense, jarring out the ball, creating turnovers, takeaways. We need that. Yes, Triple X, what's good? Thank you. We have to score in the red zone. Yes. I think Stephen Warner at this point can see that. Hey, we got to score somehow one way or another. Janika will appreciate you. She telling everybody, don't just hit the smash. Just don't hit the like button. Smash it. Break it into pieces. And share this information around through the world. Let me know if you guys said you can hear me well. That's good. My parameters on my little screen here showing that they having little issues here. But neither here nor there. Let me know if the visual aspect, let me know if it's not choppy or anything so that I can make sure that we are on the right pages, right? Dak, this is from Gary Murphy, not Eddie Murphy, Gary Murphy. What's up, man? Dak didn't have to run or shuffle his feet when he threw the ball into this fullback last week. Last week. It was a horrible loss, right? A game that I said personally, we should have at least competed in a better fashions. We should have at least scored. One can argue with the fullback, we know, with a better thrown ball, he could have caught the ball, or one can argue with the fact if the fullback, old school football players, my coach would say, if the ball touches your hand, regardless of how the ball was thrown, you better catch that ball. But, in modern day society, everybody want to look at the fact that how the ball was delivered. Was it had enough force? Was it too much force? Man, my coach would have been like, man, hell with that. If that ball touch your hand, son, you better catch that ball. You better bring that ball home. And I guarantee you, Jameis Olawale, or Jameis, Tomato, would say to himself, that's a game. That's a ball that I should be able to catch, right? Regardless of the situation. But like I said before, execution is everything. Video is fine. Thank you for Mike Marto. Appreciate you, man. Sounds good. Yes, appreciate you guys. I love the feedback. Yes, and this is another thing that I want to bring home to everyone, not just to some people, but to everybody. It's one thing I want to really bring home. Just because the Washington team lost yesterday, just because they proved to the world who they really are, don't mean that we can just go out there and look flat again today. I come from the belief that, yes, if I'm a coach, I'm going to be in the face of all my players saying we shouldn't worry about what everybody else is doing. We should only concentrate and focus and put our mind to what we need to do. And what we need to do is actually take over the NFC East. Regardless of the situation, should be a small, short-term goal, is to every year dominate the NFC East. This is what we want to do. Take over the NFC East and win every game we can. If we up by 30 points, hell, I'm trying to get to 40 points. And if we up by 40, I'm trying to get to 50. I'm trying to take the heart and soul and sinew out of all of the opposition out there. That's my mentality, right? So regardless of what the Washington team did, because I told everybody 4 weeks ago, Washington had all this energy. And I said, baby, trust me, y'all better keep that same energy because the Washington team is going to fold up to and become who they really are. And everybody like, nah, Law, you just got the Cowboys shades and goggles on. I said, okay. All right, come back to me with that same energy. And then one thing happened and the next thing happened and the next thing happened. And I said, okay. Slowly. Hey, you ever watch those Family Guys movies or shows that come on TV and the guy, he busts in, the Kool-Aid guy, and then all of a sudden he starts stepping back like, oh my God. They start stepping back. That's what the Washington team was doing. They were talking all noise. We can go back. And I was showing them like the first game with the block in the back and the call that was not called and things like that. And they was like, Law, you ought to take it on the chin. You know what I mean? They were saying like, look, Cowboys trash. Y'all suck. Y'all horrible. Blase, blase. We just beat y'all. We just a better team. I said, okay. Wait till we see y'all on Thanksgiving on Turkey Day. And then they start talking about, look, Law. Look, Law, y'all team had to cheat to win. I said, look, snap infraction. Y'all don't have nothing to say to me. Snap infraction. But y'all find out where the Washington Redskin team is at. Because win, lose, or draw, I've been here since 3 and 5. I've been here. We've been talking the same enthusiasm with the same energy and everything. Washington team, they folded up. They stopped doing their shows and everything. You can't even find a Washington Redskin YouTuber right now. That's crazy, huh?
Kind of space, and this Cowboys team, they have the talent. They have everything that you want them to have to win a game like this. And the one area that they're struggling this year is
Robert,
in the red zone.
I'm going to have to find my Hennessy, man. They shut down everything around here. They don't sell Hennessy on the weekend for some reason.
Everything has been set up and designed for you to come in and win this football game. Now, they pay Tampa Bay too. Tampa Bay has a bunch of good players on their football team.
Yes.
Guys who have been to the Pro Bowls, guys who have been the best at their position for a long time in this league or in the conversation as being some of the best at their position for some time in this league. Guys like Gerald McCoy, guys like JPP and Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson. So you can't allow those guys to get going and get started because they will get hot.
They will.
Deshaun Jackson doesn't need much space to go to the house. Mike Evans doesn't need much space to go to the house. JPP, 11.5 sacks. Okay, he can get to the quarterback. And with your offensive line looking the way it does, Tyron being hurt, Lyle Collins being inconsistent, Joe Looney has been the one probably consistent piece on that offensive line.
Right.
Zach Martin is still injured, so Field dealing with the eye. I mean, there's a lot of bumps and bruises on this offensive line, and the inconsistency is coming from these guys don't get a chance to play and practice together. So this team is going to try to bring pressure, try to do things, different things to confuse you, but you can't let you got to come out early, man, and put this game away. I mean, like literally put this game away in the first half. So they go into halftime and just say, you know what, guys, I know we have to go out and play another second half, but we're not going out with the same intensity.
For the Cowboys, Brian Broad has told us it's now that being reported that Sean Lee is a healthy scratch in this football game. So Sean Lee, who made his way back after a second injury of the season last week, played in just 7 snaps last week, is now a healthy scratch for this week. Anthony Brown will miss this game. Anthony Brown's had a good season as a nickel corner, the nickel package corner for this team. Had a dynamic rookie year out of Purdue as a late-round pick. His rookie year took a step back last year, but has really rebounded nicely this year in year 3 for Anthony Brown. He will miss the game today with back spasms. Taco Charlton looks like he's going to get an opportunity. He's been in the doghouse. He's been a healthy scratch. The Cowboys are going to add him. He's going to be active today, so Taco's been saying, just looking for my opportunity. Well, he's got an opportunity
We'll
today.
see about that, Taco.
It looks like it's not official yet, but it looks like Zach Martin and Xavier Suafilo will both be active today. So those are kind of some of the updates that we've heard this morning. But, Jesse, I guess it's not a surprise given what's happened this year, but just considering how much of a struggle it was for this football team to win games without Sean Lee every single year besides this one, to think now this year they've gone so far with their defense that Sean Lee in a NFC East clinching game is a healthy scratch.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. That's kudos to Jalen Smith, a guy who we thought would not be able to play football again.
Yep.
Last year could barely move, and the year before that could barely walk. And then Leighton Vander Esch, a guy who many people frowned upon when they drafted him with the 19 overall pick in the draft this year, and people thought that was a wrong pick for the Cowboys. Maybe they should have went receiver, maybe should have went safety.
Right.
But those two young guys have come in and has changed the face of this defense. They're young, they're fast, they're athletic, and we used to cringe and literally be shaking in our boots when the thought of Sean Lee not playing in this defense. But these two guys have come in and they have filled the gap. Okay, they may not be to the level of where Sean Lee is intellectually on the football field, but
physically,
these guys sideline to sideline, and they're playing at an extremely high level. Leighton Vander Esch with 2 sacks. Jalen Smith has been playing lights out. So this team is in good hands when you talk about where they're going to be going forward in the future at the linebacking core. Minus Sean Lee, Leighton Vander Esch, the Wolf Hunter, and Jalen Smith, the Clear Eye View. Those two guys have come in and really solidified themselves and solidified this defense from the linebacking position.
Yep, that's Jesse Holley, former Dallas Cowboy. I am Ari Temkin. Outside AT&T Stadium in the Miller Lite West Plaza. If you're coming out to the Cowboys game today, this afternoon, make sure to make plans to stop by and say hello, take pictures with us. The sun is out now.
It's coming.
So
we got a Santa. What's up, Santa? We got a Santa coming. Cowboy Santa's out here, ready to bring the holiday spirit. Santa, if you didn't bring a victory with you, Santa, get out. But if you brought a victory with you, go ahead on in the stadium, brother.
Good stuff.
Look, and you know, there's sort of two conversations today, right? Like, there's the first, which is this team this season, given where it started and sort of all of the reservations about, man, they don't have a number one. How long will Travis Frederick be out? How can this offensive line hold up? And then the way this thing started offensively with all the struggles, they're 3-5. For them to now be here after everybody thought that.
Yes, indeed. For us to be 3-5 and now to be here is remarkable, fantastic, all in one. This is the thing, guys. If we look at this thing collectively, thank you for making a donation to help grow the nation, David. Yes, appreciate you, man. Thank you, man, for the super chat. It's always a pleasure, man, for you to help me out, man, grow this thing so we can get better equipment. I got some things around the corner. David, if you can, reach out to my Twitter page, DM me your address so I can figure out a way to send you a Law Nations t-shirt or a Law Nations, what you call that, a hoodie or something like that. So let me know, or I can send you a mug, man, for all of the donations you've been making, man. I really appreciate that. Just hit me up on Twitter, DM me, man, so I can get your address so I can send you some things. Or you can just, on my Law Nation page, I got some merch down below. I can send it from you that way. I can cash app you some things back. So really appreciate you, man, for all of the dedication that you have for the nation. But what I really want to say right here was Sean Lee. Sean Lee, my goodness. This is writing on the wall. For him to be a healthy stretch, that's just above my head. You know, meaning that Sean Lee is healthy. That means that he can play at least 20 snaps for you. And they are saying to themselves, look, LVE is okay. He's doing a wonderful job. We don't want to have him having mixed messages out there. Jalen Smith is doing a wonderful job. One can argue against the run. The other guy, Damian Wilson, he's doing an okay, decent job against the run. Now, of course, when it's in pass situation, I cringe. So that's why you see more of a nickel with the two linebackers out there opposed to the three without base formation. So with that being said, we got these things coming into places. And this is just me just putting this out there. And I'm not saying that this will happen, but if you so happen to decide to cut, look at the little monster coming to try to get me. Appreciate another donation, man. Serge, man, really appreciate you for making the donation to help grow the nation, man. I really do. You too as well. Just hit me up and I'll see what we can do down the line. Yeah, he said, that's AW. Let's go eat. Let's go eat one. Yes, we should. Serge, appreciate you for making this thing happen, making everything possible. But this is the thing. Antoine Barbecue Woods, right? This is the thing right here. And I have to say this. If you cut Sean Lee next year, and I'm not saying we should cut Sean Lee, but what I'm saying is if you so happen to cut Sean Lee, that's another, I think it's like $9 to $10 million that you can save. Sean Lee, they may have to give him like the Jason Witten treatment, or how they let Dez Bryant go or Tony Romo go. They might do that, and it seems hard because for the last since 2010, 2011, 2010, that's all we know is number 50 wearing that jersey. That's all we know. So we're going to have to really figure things out next year.
Deals for every game based on their deal score technology, which rates every seat on historical data.
Yes, indeed. We'll tune back in. They on commercial break for 105.3 The Fan. All right, so I'm going to read a few of you guys' comments. Really appreciate you. What's what we got over here? Joshua, let's go Cowboys. Dak attack for life. Yeah, he's saying Dak attack for life. Dak better attack today then. But I feel you. I'm down for Dak Prescott, but we need some production out for him. Remember, I always say this. Everybody got reasonings, but results is what matters. So we need to see some results today. It's a home game. This is the last home game that we got. We do not, and we should not look like what we did last week. We should not. Or the last 3 weeks. We shouldn't look like that. We should be able to put the money up on the board. We playing against a team that's not known for their defense. Of course, their front four is nasty. I must say, McCoy and JPP, the guy that can get off to the edge, who knows and understands what the Cowboys trying to do, because we played them twice a year, last year's and a couple of previous years. So we need to figure out things like that. John Davis, more Dak will keep game close. Hey, John Davis, what we need to figure out one way or another. Dak Prescott, like I said, and I know it's so cliche-ish, right? Cliche-ish. Don't y'all name y'all child cliche-ish, but it's so cliche. When I say this, with the weapons that we have on the outside, with Amari Cooper, we know that they love to run the button hook. I'm going to try to see when the game go live like 95, I'll see if I can pull that play out. They don't need to do the comeback route when it's man-to-man. At least. You got 4 quarters. I would at least like to see them just launch it deep, regardless of the scenario. Just launch it deep. Even if you throw it out of bounds, that would at least make the defense say, oh, Lordy, we got to get out of this cover one. We got to get out of this single high safety look. We need to see this thing. Matt T said, but isn't Sean Lee dressing, though? That's just retarded. What they have, Vandy? Yeah, I understand what you're feeling, but Sean Lee is just out. Always a lady. Good morning to you. Appreciate you. And she said good morning to everyone. And she blows kisses to everyone. Appreciate you always, lady. John Davis, what's up? Dallas is injuries always every year. Yes, it's always some type of freak injury for the Cowboys. We just need to remain healthy some way. We need to figure out how to do those things. That's the real deal, because injury just plagued us for many of years. Keep Lee cheap, and that's okay with me. This is from John S. Yeah, I agree. Keep Lee cheap, or you got to renegotiate his contract. I don't think you pay a guy of Lee's caliber at $8, $9 to $10 million to be on the sideline. You don't do that. We don't have that type of cachet. I don't have the amount of money to go buy a Lamborghini or buy a Lambo, as they say, and just park it in the garage and say, you know what, I'm gonna pull it out when I want to, like once or twice a year. No. I don't have that type of money. I don't have that type of remunerations. I don't have that type of cash flow right now, right? One day I should. One day I should, right? If you guys keep supporting me and I'll be on one of those big major networks, this is a special show from HBO, Law Nations Network, something like that. Maybe I can pull up one of those Lambos. Everybody have a right to dream, right? Yes, indeed.
How about that? 10 guys can be screwing up their assignment, right? And if that guy goes and makes a tackle, it looks great.
Right.
Or I've got a pass. I've got DeMarcus Ware. I've got Tank Lawrence. And the secondary screws up the whole thing, but Tank Lawrence beats his man, gets the sack. We never see it.
Like
it's a great deodorant, right, for that entire defense. Offensively, one guy screws up, especially in the offensive line, and typically you've got yourself a negative play.
Good night, nurse.
When you look hello, nurse, because your quarterback is in the hospital.
Exactly right. Last week, the Cowboys and, more importantly, Dak Prescott had 0 rushing attempts, whether it be a design run or scramble. When you look at in the red zone, you're talking about the red zone, when you look at that.
David said that, hey, they should use Sean Lee as a coach. I agree. Not 1,000, but 1,000,000%.
Run the ball, giving them another option.
Well, I do think they look for ways to run him. Now, not the way if you watched Baltimore play last night. Not the way Baltimore runs Lamar Jackson. But right. I think they're always looking for that. And there are times, too, where he doesn't end up, let's say, running the ball. But as you know, Jesse, it's a read option. And if his read is to hand the ball to Zeke, then that's where the read takes him. Sometimes they're going to let Dak come free. He'll put the ball into the belly, pull it out, and away we go. But I do agree.
Y'all should have told me my screen all jacked
Dak
up.
should be running the ball 2 to 5 times a game.
Yeah, I think that at least that, as long as it's not willy-nilly, and that's just south of willy-nilly. But they have quarterback draws that are called plays,
right.
and we didn't see any of those. And the other thing, you mentioned watching Lamar Jackson last night, and that's who Tampa Bay played last week. And so it's really interesting. Now, Lamar Jackson's a different kind of runner than Dak, and he's a different kind of runner than most running backs. He's a really unusual guy, but he gave them some problems, and you would think that would be something a coaching staff would take notes on at the very least. So we'll see what happens today. To me, whatever they ever thought of having in the arsenal, it better be up today.
Guys, I saw on Twitter, Andrew Siciliano from the NFL Network tweeted that this would be the first time in the history of the Cowboys franchise that they've won a division after being under 500 at the midway point of the season at 3-5.
I believe I tweeted that about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That it would be the first time. Let me say this: it's the first time in NFL history, not the Cowboys, any team that went 8 games, had only 3 or fewer losses, and won the division.
3 or fewer wins. Yeah.
So
follow me on Twitter, at Babe Laufenberg.
Oh, remember, Babe, I brought up you had
if
the
a
other
tree falls in the forest and no one hears
it. Wait a minute, what's the guy's name, Andrew? Who is it?
Babe Laufenberg.
No, Andrew
Siciliano.
Okay, tell him to follow Babe. Yeah.
Maybe
he already does.
I've been doing that for 25 years.
Babe. We talked about your stat from last week, Babe, that you had on Twitter as well.
I'm kidding.
But, I mean, is this you guys have called Cowboys football for a long time. I mean, is this the most surprising season that you've been around this team?
Well, I will just tell you, I'll go first here, and I'll tell you they're all surprising. And I'll be the first to tell you that 2014 season, right, when they went 12-4, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see 2015 coming.
I'll be right
what did we
back,
finish? 4-12 there. They finished, right? 4-12. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see starting a rookie 4th-round quarterback after you top 2. Not just Romo. Let's remember, Kellen Moore was the backup. He breaks his leg in training camp. I did not see 13-3 coming. So I never see anything coming. I'm the wrong guy because I'm the guy that gets hit by the train, and then I say, wow, I never saw that train coming.
And I agree. I think there's a lot of them that are surprising, but I will say that if you I've been thinking about this a little bit, Ari, because if they win one of these next 2 games, then I've been asked to write a piece for the game program for the first playoff game, and so I've been thinking about unusual playoff teams. And this one, I don't know how many people were standing on the tables before the year started in training camp saying this is a playoff team. I don't think anybody was saying that. And then certainly when they were 3-5, they weren't fit to be fired. They just had to all be deported. That was the only thing that was going to be satisfactory. And I think now it was before I started, but in 1975, the year of the Dirty Dozen, which was really unusual for Tom Landry. They had 12 rookies. Nothing was expected of them. They were coming off I think a non-playoff year in 1974.
Was that possible back then?
Yeah,
Brad?
I mean, it's just barely. And they went to the Super Bowl. Now they lost, but that was completely out of the blue. And then I think in 1985 they won the division in a year that some people thought was Landry's best coaching job. They had quarterback injuries. They lost to the Bears 44-0. That was the 85 Bears, but they lost to the Bears at home 44-0, and they won the division. So that was an unusual one. And this one, I think, if they're able to win one of these next 2 games, I think it'll be one of the 3 or 4 most unusual playoff stories in the team's history.
Well, and I will say this, guys, very quickly. It's why I always say, and Brad knows this, and I think Brad agrees with me. I know he agrees with me. They come out.
If he knows what's good for him.
Well, no. They come out with a 16-game schedule in April, right? For all the teams.
Right.
Let's play all 16.
Right.
And then let's look back and see how we did, what happened, why it happened. But at 3-5, they wanted Linehan fired. Everybody wanted
deported.
The head coach deported. Executed, perhaps.
In many cases.
Since John McKay coached the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the very famous Brad, what do you think of your team's execution?
I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor of it. Yeah, after a game, I think it was part of their 0-24 run. But anyway, let them play out. Let them play out, and let's get to the end of the year. I'll go here. The team they're playing today, right? Tampa Bay. They were 2-0. It was Fitzmagic. They lost to Pittsburgh in Week 3 by 3 points, 30-27. So this Tampa Bay team was on the verge of just lighting the world on fire. You can go on and on with that list. Carolina, then they dropped 6 in a row.
And who was dead? Houston, 0-3.
Houston dead. Niedermeyer dead. So let's let them all play out, and then we'll look back and then we'll evaluate the 16-game schedule. And we got 2 more to play.
Yes, indeed.
Babe, I got a solution for being able to see things coming. Essilor.
Are you one of these guys who has a solution to something that's not yet a problem?
No, I just was saying that Brad said he doesn't see much things coming. I was saying one of our great sponsors, Essilor, for better vision and better life, can get those things checked out, man. So we'll be able to see.
Jesse, I am wearing my Essilor glasses as we speak.
I love it.
So we got to swing you by Essilor, so that way you'll be able to see all of this stuff coming next year. Babe, so it won't blindside you with the Cowboys.
I'll be honest with you, I've got an appointment set up as soon as the season ends. So yes.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Well, guys, you look at this Cowboys team, and the division is on the line today. If they don't pull this out today, and let's just say, I know you guys like to live in the hypothetical, the Philadelphia Eagles tonight, later on today, wins the game.
Yes, indeed.
How much pressure will this team be feeling to have to go up to New Jersey next week and try to win it there?
Brad?
A lot. Pressure, man.
But here's what'll happen if that eventuality presents itself. Then all of the people who were filing deportation papers will resubmit them. Everybody must be fired on Christmas Eve, and we must have an entire new team and coaching staff in place before next week. That's the reaction that's going to be. And if they then win in New Jersey, then it's no different than if they win today, the eventual outcome. No different than if they win today and rest everybody next week and lose. They win the division. It will create it'll create some issues. It really will.
Well, and I really believe that the Cowboys are going to give great effort, as they really have most all season long. They're going to give great effort. It's going to be a good performance. I think they'll take care of their business today and then have the availability of resting who they would like to rest next week in New York, and then you get ready for a home playoff game.
Yeah,
I'll be surprised if that scenario does not play out.
I agree with you. And then I think, Jesse, the conversation that hopefully we'll be having next week is, okay, they won the division, and so Zach Martin's going to take the day off. But what about Prescott? What about Elliott? What about Tyron Smith?
Are you talking today, Brad?
No, I'm talking about next week.
Oh, wait a minute. What would Coach Garrett say about that? I'm just trying to put a good pregame together here, Brad, okay?
I'm just trying to play Jesse Holly's game.
Wait till I tell Coach Garrett.
you tell. What does your calendar say?
Exactly. Mine says December 23rd, baby.
Yeah.
And it says Tampa Bay at noon.
But, Jess, it'll be a very uncomfortable Christmas week if that happens.
Oh, yeah. Let's not even think about that.
All right, Brad.
Jesse already did.
Appreciate it always. As always, Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Back to both of you. Thank you.
Brad and Babe joining us. This is the Dallas Cowboys pregame show on 105.3 The Fan.
Football fans, rejoice! Affinity Rewards fueled by Texaco is back and better than ever. Sign up at affinity.com.
Yes, guys, y'all help me find this TV remote. I'm looking everywhere for the remote. What to look at for this TV remote? I can't turn on the game right now. They got the other pregame show on, and what in the world is this TV remote? Have y'all seen my TV remote? Oh, my goodness. Murphy Law. Where you put my remote? God dog it. She must have moved it in the other room or something. Don't you hate when you know where you got something at and then it's not there? God dog. I'm looking for this TV. I'm looking for this TV remote like the Redskins were looking for that win the other day. Yes, indeed. Let me see if I can find this TV remote, man. It's in your couch. I don't got no couch in here, man. God, dog. All right. We're going to find that remote controller one way or another. It may be in the other room here. Help me out. Y'all look for that TV remote, man. God, dog. Come on over to the Law Nation's house and help me find this remote. Last page you look. All right, so y'all see me, I'm looking around like, man, where this doggone remote at? I forgot what Bay Laufenberg, and they had the voice of Cowboys Nation. You guys know who he is, Brad Sham. They had him out there. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Yeah, now the coach caught up with the defense slipping. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Yes, indeed, man. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play some background music while I look for this doggone freaking remote. Y'all hear this, Gilla Monster? Somebody done took my remote. Yeah, my daughter probably took it. You know, she comes up in here, she plays, she see that Cowboys. She say, Cowboys? It's so funny. But we got to figure out a way, man. Shout out to David Alexander. Yeah, they so wrong. Laugh out loud. Yes, indeed, man. I can't turn this old crazy TV on without. See, that's the problem with these new modern TVs. There's no way to turn it on, really, without the remote. There should be a way that I can turn this doggone thing on without the remote. And let me see. God dog it. Smooth finish to it. Appreciate you, David, man. Appreciate you, man. My goodness. This thing is crazy, huh? This TV. Look on top of the TV. It's flat screen TV. Let's see. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May I serenade you guys with this. And now on, your troubles will be over the way. Come on, background music. There we go. Let me get y'all crump before I turn myself off. Yes. Y'all gonna listen to that while I look for my remote. Where my remote at? All right. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Y'all might as well get crunk with me now. They thought they could have to be the Grinch that stole Christmas, but no, I found it. Yes. 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 We found the remote, baby. Appreciate everybody who helped me find this thing. It was a hard discovery, but I was able to find out where it was at. The remote, we got like a main console that's in the front room that's far away from here, and it was just sitting right there. So maybe my daughter might was in here, or could have been me. I ain't gonna blame it on her. Could have been me, and maybe I moved it. That's what happened. But we got it now, and we back into this thing, man. Appreciate everybody for being part of this thing, helping me find a remote. It would not happen if it was not for you guys. Yes, indeed. Last place I would have looked, but I just went way into the front room and saw it over there. So appreciate you guys, man, for helping me out, looking for this thing. Yeah. Let me see, make sure y'all can see that Cowboys logo. Yes, indeed. Appreciate everyone. Kids always have the yes, indeed, Cowboys Nation. Hey, all we got to do is keep this remote in close counters with me, and then we can start looking at this game. And then on top of that, there's Reddit. There's a link out there for Reddit. For those who are not able to have access or the ability to watch the game, go to reddit.com/NFL games or /Cowboys game. And somebody out there in this brave world is streaming the game so you guys can find the game that way. There's another website, firstrow.sports.ud or something dot something. And that's where you can actually, Josh Manning said, Film Stations. Yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session. As we take a deeper look at the discovery of the remote control, and we look at this particular remote control, we see that it's made by Philips. Shout out to Philips for having the wonderful display, for making their TVs without a button that you can turn on physically, but you got to have the remote, because they said, you know what? If you so happen to lose the remote, then you have to call our customer service line and purchase another one. And that way we can actually make more money off of this particular TV so that we can always have reoccurring customers. How about that? I do know that there's a button somewhere on there, but the button is so far in the back part of the TV that it's unusable when you have other devices hooked up to it. Case in point, switching over to sources. So therefore, Philips, we make remote controllers so that you can buy them again if you so happen to lose them. Yes. Yes, indeed. So you guys can relate to me, right? Yes, indeed. Let's see what we have over here.
Over the wall, barely fair, and I never got my eyes down to the script. So I think it was a good lesson. I think most of the time, and I would tell any young broadcaster this, if you wake up thinking about what you're going to say, it's going to come off cheesy, it's going to come off canned. I have to live with whatever I say in the moment. Even on a first down pass in the second quarter, I have to be able to live with and trust myself to put the right mark on it at the end and just go off the cuff. So I don't do that. I try to avoid it, and most of the time that's worked out well.
Joe, when you look at this Cowboys team, right, they started out the year, didn't look so well. People were writing them off. They go on a 5-game winning streak, and now they're sitting today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the opportunity to take the NFC division. What has been the national perception of the Dallas Cowboys to this point in time of the season?
Well, I think it's been a roller coaster ride, and I think when you go back in time, and you can only, I think, be judged on what you say week to week, really. I mean, when they started the year and there was no Dez and there was no Jason Witten anymore, and they were trying to do it by committee, there really wasn't anybody on the outside that I think worried any defense. We had them week 1 at Carolina, and it was just like there really wasn't anything going on. And if that's not happening on the outside, then obviously that hurts what Zeke can do in the middle. And now, they go into that game without Travis Frederick. And so I think the offensive line has evolved. It's not what it was, but it's certainly better than it was at the beginning of the year. And they get Amari Cooper, and Cooper's been fantastic, I think better than anybody could have expected. And that's obviously helped Ezekiel Elliott have a little bit more room. So if they can cut down on the sacks, with this defense, I don't think people give this secondary enough credit. We know about the pass rush and the young linebackers, but the secondary is really good. Nobody in the NFC makes you freak out, and you say, well, maybe New Orleans, but they came in here and the Cowboys shut them down. So they're probably as good as anybody when they're at their best, and I think they're at their best when Dak's getting the ball out of his hands fast, they're riding Zeke, and then they can use now their new weapon on the outside. They're a good team, and they're the best team in the division.
The great Joe Buck, always appreciate you spending some time with us. Have a great call. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, burn that tape of me peeing in a trash can.
Joe Buck joining us. Certainly the biggest fear for any broadcaster is what Joe Buck just acknowledged, at least, or didn't just acknowledge on the show we played before, where he had to go to the bathroom during a game, said he was...
At least he's in the booth, right? Imagine it being a player. You got to go in the trash can on the sideline. Now they have the blue tent, so you got somewhere to go. But before, all you used to have a couple trainers and a towel and a garbage can or a Gatorade bottle. So, Joe Buck, you were in private. No one saw you. Imagine being a guy like me who had to go to the bathroom on the sideline in the trash can.
All right, so some news on this game. The Buccaneers, their starting quarterback is Jameis Winston, but their backup quarterback, that's what's newsworthy. So Ryan Fitzpatrick is inactive for this football game, and Ryan Griffin is active for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Did you say Ryan Griffin or Robert Griffin?
Ryan Griffin.
Ryan Griffin. Who is that?
And there's a tight end in the NFL named Ryan Griffin. This is not him. This is an undrafted free agent out of Tulane who has never played in an NFL game. 6'5", 200 pounds, out of Santa Monica, California. He's 29 years old. He, again, undrafted free agent out of Tulane, who has never played in an NFL game before. So really no reasoning for why Ryan Fitzpatrick is inactive. So kind of an interesting dynamic there with Ryan Griffin being the backup quarterback in this game should something happen to Jameis Winston. We mentioned earlier, worth mentioning again, Sean Lee is inactive today. Taco Charlton will be active. So, an opportunity for Taco. He's been asking for that opportunity. He's got one today. No David Irving, obviously. We probably won't see David Irving again this season. So Taco Charlton has an opportunity.
He better take advantage of it. This is the time right now. You've been sitting on the bench. You've been eager. You've been waiting. This is the time you got to go ahead and jump on the opportunity. I don't know how much time he'll play. You can't get outside yourself, but the reps and the minutes that you do get today, you need to take full advantage of those reps because they may not come again. They may not, depending on how this thing goes, you have to take advantage of every single opportunity you get. Go out there and make some plays for your team to show the coaches that they were wrong and try to find your way out of the doghouse.
With NFL Game Pass, you'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches, film, and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. Also, visit the Lincoln Experience Center at the Star in Frisco to see the all-new Nautilus, redesigned 2019 MKC, and the Lincoln Navigator, the Lincoln Motor Company official luxury vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys. As we continue on the Dallas Cowboys pregame show, we'll hear from Mickey Spagnola. We'll go inside the booth again, hear from Brad Sham, plus the preview as we're counting down to kickoff. The Dallas Cowboys can win the NFC East today. It's Cowboys and Buccaneers.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate everybody for watching. Peter Griffin, what's good with you? Young Wilson, appreciate the donation, man. Thank you so much. He said, "Law from my family to yours. Go Dallas. Merry Christmas." Yes, indeed. Is that a Kanye West beat? It could be. That's playing so far in the background. I just don't really know. Hey, I'm new to the channel. Are you airing the game here? No, Flex 323 Sanchez. You're not able to live stream any games. That's against policies of YouTube. But there are people on Reddit that is allowed and able to air the game live there. So let's go. Wake them up, yeah. Yes. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yes. Let's go, Cowboys. Score prediction. Yes. Jamal Anderson in the house, 92. Let's get this thing going one way or another. Wake up. Let's get up. Yes, let's rise up to the occasion, baby. Yes. Y'all hear this thing. Y'all feel this thing. Let's go, baby. Cowboy Nation. There's only one thing that coffee ready. Yeah, you gotta get that coffee ready, man. Yeah, let me kick my hat to the side so y'all can see it, man. Kick it to the side. Yeah, kick it to the side. Yeah. I'm like a Jacqueline over here. Hennessy ready, man. I guess I waited too late to get the refill on the hen, and I forgot Texas law. I'm so used to Louisiana where you can just buy it all day, every day, and I ran out. So, but John S., man, appreciate you, man, for tuning in. Always a lady. Yes, the fire is real. It will wake you up. And then she got the wolf out there. You already know. Whoa! Thank you for making another donation to help grow the nation, David Alexander. Yes, let's go. Got to get ready. Yes, headed to the stadium. Stay tuned in all the way, one way or another. Yes. Hey, I was trying to get to that game, man, but some things happened, and that's why I'm not physically there. But shout out to you, David, man. Appreciate you. Get out there. Let's be live. Let's get crunk. Take pictures. Post them on Twitter so I can retweet them out here so we can put it live on the nation. Yes, we're going to do all those things for anybody who, shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Shout out to you. Back over. Appreciate you guys. I had to Man, I need a sneeze button. I had to cough and sneeze, and I don't want to do that all on the air, all up in your face and stuff like that. But this is the thing. I got to get my liquid levels up. Yes, I got to get my liquid levels up. So you hear me switching over, that's just me getting my liquid levels up. So you guys can hear the voice of the nation, right? Scratching and over here, coughing. When you tips for voices and things like that. Although, let me put it like about right there. Is a reason why radio stations have quote unquote breaks and things like that, 15-minute breaks or 5-minute breaks, because the guy, the person that's doing the voice, they esophagus and all that stuff gets dry, what have you. And right now I have a dry palate. Coffee makes your palate dry, and I drank too much coffee, and man, goodness. The only way you can get that up if you cough, and I don't want to cough live on you guys. But the key to it is downing, believe it or not, downing some water. This is not me giving the Aquafina plug, but it helps the voice out. So I'm going to down this water, and we can get this thing going. We got, an hour before the game start? Yeah. Yes. Let me just down this water right here. I'm going to cure this water so I can talk to you guys and get things going in the right direction. So I'm going to down this water, and we'll be right back. H2O, baby. How about them Cowboys? And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Yes, there you go. Water. Yes, water make it right. All right. Stand up to your feet. Boy, I'm fresh like new money now, man. All right, so I'm going to read your comments over here. TW, what's up, man? Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Yes, we are them boys. We still them boys. We never not been them boys. Yes, I do have a PayPal. It's to the left. Shout out to PayPal. Shout out to Cowboys Experience, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. Also, Cash Me Now app. I got that too. Appreciate everybody for being part of this thing one way or another. You guys know how this goes. John David says he hate Mark Holmes. Hate is such a hard word for me to digest here, man. Hate is a strong word, man. I hope that that you can overcome the hatred and turn it into love. Although those who are convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. We may have different views. We may have different thoughts of things and like that. But at the end of the day, we still bleed silver and blue one way or another. Whether or not you are white, purple, green, or orange, we bleed that silver and blue, baby. And we just want the team to win. Now, some people have extreme thoughts. Some people think that, hey, this particular person can walk on water. I'm talking about players. Some people say, hey, this guy gonna fall right through the bottom of the water. But what we got to do is focus and concentrate our mind on positive things. And it's just something about positivity that we just never know. You know, your neighbor, the person that's next to you may be a person that can, God dog and me, donate his kidney to you to give you life. So this world is so crazy, man. So that's why I don't never use the word hate. It's just one of the things. You may dislike a person, you may disagree with somebody, but man to man, mano y mano, I can say, man, hey, although Stephen A. Smith, although you got that big forehead power and you talk about the fan base is horrible, but if I could do something to help you out, I think he got a daughter as well. If I could do something to help his daughter out, trust me, I would. I would actually do that, whether it be immunizations or just a prayer. So that's how I look at it. Zeke experience, yeah. Mark Holmes is my guy. He has great personal speaking, his opinions. Yes, that's all we got in this world, right? We're not out there running the routes. We're not out there playing. We're not out there coaching. All we got is thoughts and opinions. But sometimes, opinions becomes facts, right? I do facts versus opinions. And the facts remains the same. When you bring up the facts, only the opinionated people of what they thought of, whatever that may be the case or the scenario, they become emotional. So I always try to bring home a lot of things. Just like my guy, Voch Lombardi. I'm 10 years older than Voch Lombardi. 10 years older than him. So when I graduated, we from the same hometown. We from Natchez, Mississippi, a small town of 20,000 people. And I never knew he existed until YouTube World merged us together. And we just so happened to have the same love and adulation towards the same team. But I'm 10 years older than him and never knew he existed, until like 3 years ago. Ain't that something that's crazy? That's so crazy. But we bump heads on so many things as it relates to his team, Jason Garrett. I said Jason Garrett needed to be gone 3-4 years ago. But as it relates to like what Jason Garrett is able to do, I mean, it's still what it is. He brought me home on a lot of things. But and then for him to be as young as he is, and I say this with Voch Lombardi, man, the guy is wise. He got a lot of wisdom. He got a lot of insights to football, and it just make it just one of those things. John Davis says he's making a cult. For those who follow the cult, that's their issues, though. Booby, what's up? Shout out to you. Quentin Nichols. In order for to hate someone, you must first love them. I agree. You got to love somebody, because I'm not worried about what Joe Blow is doing 3 blocks from my house. I'm not worried about what he's doing inside of his home unless I'm tuning into his information and tuning into his lectures and following his info. I just don't do that. But it is what it is. Shout out to everybody. I can speculate with the best. Yes, Will Redding, appreciate you, man. Thank you for being part of this thing. Danny on the Periscope, appreciate you for joining in. But John Davis, man, salute to you, man. Hey, at the end of the day, I love you, John Davis, and I love everybody that's in the chat box, because you guys are here because of the silver and blue, and that's something that's strong a dedication to my heart, because coming from a small town, a lot of people just not aware of. Small town people, we don't have these type of access. We don't have this amount of people. I got more people that tune into my show than that I can ever imagine, coming from my high school or coming from my middle school. David Alexander making another donation to Have Grow the Nation. Cowboys Nation, don't hate don't hate on each other. Come on, y'all. Silver and blue from the womb to the tomb. Yes. Yes, silver and blue from the womb to the tomb. I'm going to start saying that. Yes, indeed. OGs, what's up, man? Kidding me. I hate people, but I don't know all the time. It's called traffic. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, a yielding sign coming, especially in Dallas. Anybody who drive around Dallas, it just seems like, I'm from Mississippi. And when we on the highway in Mississippi, when we driving the byways and things like that, we got what we call the hospitality state, where it's somebody trying to get over, we let them over. But in Dallas, I had to learn the hard way. I'm like, look, I got my blinker on. That means the guy beside you going to be like, no way. He going to speed up a little bit. So, yeah, I feel you on that, man. People and the way people drive. I'm 35. Anybody drove around 35 in Dallas? Man, it's crazy. 35 is a mess. Don't get on 20 around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Man, you're going to be just sitting there all day, just sitting there like this. God dog it. And then you see somebody, they on a yield sign. Normally a yield means you yielded. You don't come to a complete stop. And I'm telling you, man, if I had a camera inside my car, baby, I'm telling you, boy, I said some things that I know I can't take back from somebody. Man, I feel you on that. Yes, traffic in Dallas is crazy. And let me tell y'all this. Don't y'all hate the person, and we're going to use the word hate then since we're going to spread the word around. Don't y'all just hate the person that's at the, he finna make a right turn, and they come to a complete stop, and I'm talking about in the middle of the road just to make that right turn. You be like, look, man, you can't just slowly, gradually move into the gas station. Man. So I feel you. So you can't hate somebody that you never seen, right? Just praying for y'all, man. Praying for y'all, man. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's see what 105.3 The Fan is all about.
1890 is big and bold in every way. A Tier 1 research unit.
They still on commercial break. Yeah, same in Florida. Oh, geez. So I'm not going to Florida. I've been to Florida several times, though. I've been to Miami. I've been to Orlando. I've been to Key West, Florida. I've been to Jacksonville. So, yeah, Florida's okay. Florida okay because when I get out there, I'm really not involved in driving, right? I think Florida got 95 out there, right? And I-10 or something like that. So we made all types of routes around there in Florida. Merry Christmas. Yes, Virginia finest, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Brian, what's good, man? Salute Law DC for life. Every day, all day, even twice on Sunday. Let's go. I agree with you, John. Yes, appreciate you. What is this? Lean 1-8. My husband told me to come take a listen to the Wise Law Nation. Appreciate you. Lean, not 1, not 2, but Lean 1-8. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Tell your husband I said salute to him for being aficionado. Yes, indeed. Y'all continue to share this thing, grow this thing. We live on Roku. So if you got a Roku player, all you got to do is type in LAW Nation for the information. And you should see either my face or logo. And also, the good thing and the glory thing about this is that when we talk and we go live like 95, you get to see your name as well. So you can just fool your parents or your contemporaries and say, hey, we live on TV right now. Look at my name. Yes, indeed. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate everybody. Let me see what they talking about now. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Man, they rapping over there on offensive driving in Arizona. Yes, indeed. They do not let you over in Texas, though. Man, it is crazy around here, especially on now the best way to drive in Texas. Appreciate you, Dallas. Appreciate you, David Alexander. I'm about to call you Dallas David Alexander. David Alexander the Great. Yes, indeed. All nice except Jacksonville. Yes, indeed. Make me the monitor on this channel. I thought I already did, Chaz. You may be on 2.0. Let me see if I can make you on all of them. Appreciate you, though. Appreciate you. Let's see.
0 grams fat.
Man, they still on commercial. We got about 40 minutes before the game kick off. Man, they're going to be nice when this game come off today, man. We got to win. It's not a want to win. It's a need to win. We need to win. We do. We really need to win. I'm with the belief we should go out there and dominate. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Yes, indeed. You lost your Roku remote, Chaz? Oh, man, I lost my remote earlier. All you got to do is trace your step and look at the remote controller console. It may be right there. Yes. Yeah. Come on, let's go, baby. Whoa. Thanks for the donation to help grow the nation, baby. Yes. IBC on Twitch and Corey, appreciate you, man. Hey. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Here you go. Let's go, baby. Y'all ain't doing nothing else. Go grab your coffee. Appreciate it, man. Rolling. Yes, Young Wilson. Appreciate you for making the donation to help grow the nation. Cowboys Nation. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so let's see what they are saying on the show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's go.
And somebody, a couple teams were trying to sign Darius Jackson. So they just said, no, we're not losing him again. So they put him on the 53. And my understanding is today he will be taking care of the kickoff returns.
Wow.
Because Jordan Lewis is going to have to play the nickel spot. And so since he's going to be playing a lot of snaps, they said, Darius Jackson, you got the kickoff return. So a little bit of a change there with Anthony Brown out. My understanding is he should be able to go next week. He just couldn't get that back to loosen up this week. So you got that going. And then the other thing is, my God, protect your quarterback. You know, everybody wants to make excuses why. 51 sacks. Did you see what happened to Phillip Rivers last night?
Yep.
When you put pressure even on a veteran quarterback and he's getting sacked time and time again, can't operate in the pocket. So do a better job of protecting him. The Cowboys' single-season record for a quarterback being sacked is 58 times. Don Meredith in 1964, and that was only 14 games.
Wow.
And the Cowboys were awful. They still had a losing record at the end of that year. The record for sacks for a quarterback in a 16-game season has already been broken. It was Drew Bledsoe in 2005 with 49. So do a better job protecting your quarterback. Let that guy operate. Get the ball to Zeke and just go win this game.
Mick, you spoke on it earlier about streaking into it and not limping into it. If the Cowboys get a win today and secure their spot in the playoffs, does it worry you with the amount of lingering injuries that this team has across the offensive line, some players on defense, just those nagging injuries that they have? Does that worry you going into the playoffs?
Well, actually, you know what? When I read off the inactives, there's really only 2 guys that are inactive because of injuries. So everybody else has kind of gotten back. You got Zach Martin on the field. He's going to play in this game. If you win, he gets next week off, right?
Yes.
Suafilo, he's going to play today. So you got him back out there. Connor Williams as your backup. And Redmond can go back to being your backup center. So,
but those guys are playing because you need to win today,
right?
But they've had these Zeke has dealt with some nagging injuries, and Zach Martin dealt with some nagging injuries, and Suafilo. I mean, there are a number of guys who've been playing with these injuries.
I'll guarantee you 2 weeks. So if you don't have to practice all next week, and then the week leading up to the game, so you don't play in 2 weeks, that'll heal a lot of those aches and pains. And while while Zeke has been dealing with things, you can't tell by the way he's playing. And just keep feeding that sucker today. Just keep letting them have it, and make sure the defense has the energy that we're used to seeing them play with, because they didn't play with that energy. And I don't know if they got worn out with that 5-game winning streak. The last one, you got to go overtime and grind. You grind against New Orleans, and I don't know if it took its toll, but we better see a rejuvenized defense today getting after Jameis Winston. He'll throw you one. You just got to make sure he doesn't throw one over your head to somebody that gets behind you.
Mickey Spagnola, DallasCowboys.com. Injuries and actives brought to you by DraftKings, because you don't just want to watch, you want to play. You mentioned Anthony Brown. He's inactive with those back spasms.
Yes. So the inactives, Mike White, Tavon Austin, still not ready to go on Friday. He kind of did the warm-up stuff, and then he went and rode the stationary bike. So I said to myself, he ain't playing. He's still out. Anthony Brown with the back spasms. Sean Lee, inactive. I think this had more to do with how many snaps was he really going to play?
Right.
And he only had 7 last week. So say he doubled it and had 14. Well, with Anthony Brown out, you're losing Jordan Lewis as one of your cover guys on defense. You needed special teams guys. So I think they decided, okay, let's continue to rest him. Chris Covington's out. They made a switch. Doris Armstrong's down. Taco Charlton is up. And then David Irving, no surprise there. I don't expect to see him the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And then Darius Jackson, as I mentioned, will be up and will handle the kickoffs. So Jordan Lewis can take care of the nickel and whatever else downs he needs to play. And really the only inactive for the Buccaneers, they decided Ryan Fitzpatrick's down, and they're going with Ryan Griffin as their backup quarterback.
Interesting. Okay, C.J. Goodwin is a guy that the Cowboys signed. He broke his wrist, but was a special teams ace for them when he was healthy. Is he going to be back in the lineup today?
He's not. They didn't put him. They didn't activate him. He was practicing, because you get a couple weeks when you come off injured reserve. So I would imagine maybe next week. So what they're doing and taking somewhat of a chance is they only got 3 active cornerbacks. So one injury,
Corey,
you got a little bit of
post.
a problem. One of them safeties are going to have to play cornerback.
All right, appreciate you, Mickey, as always.
Stay warm, guys, by the way.
We got to get inside there.
We do it for the people.
Yes, absolutely.
We could have been inside.
Look at all these people here just waiting for you.
We could have been.
Corey Mannery is going to be posted on the Roku. None of the NFL content. I'm talking about this stream right here. So I'm not actually live on Roku right now. So it's going to be post video. So you can check it out on Roku once the video has been uploaded and submitted. But it's not going to be live on Roku as of now. But for those who really want to watch the game or what have you, go to a kitchen. Go to Reddit and then /NFL. And then you can find somebody live streaming the game on those platforms. But I'm not able to show the game here. So and I'll let the the mods, if y'all can, let them know, for people who saying like, hey, can I watch the game? Can I show the game? Just let them know that they can go there. If the mods, if you guys can do me a favor, if you can find that link, can you repost it into the chat box, let people know, or even if you're not a mod, man, post that link in the chat box, and that way we can have people to watch the game due to people that's in areas outside of Dallas. This is the thing that I really want to bring home to Darius. Although he's going to do the kickoff returns, punt returns. I don't think he's going to do punt return, but kickoff returns. I do not want him to play hero ball. I'm gonna repeat. We do not want him to play hero ball. He's not trying to make the team or anything like that. If the ball is in the end zone and they kick the ball in the end zone, I would like for him to take a knee. That will be the time that I would like for him to take the knee. If he does be the guy, if he's one of those guys for a spell back, because we don't need to shoot ourselves in the foot, basically what I'm saying. I know that a lot of times when we get a fresh guy out there, he's trying to prove to the world that he can play football still and try to have his resume out there, because they always say update your resume on Shannon Sharp show and Undisputed with Skip Bayless. Hey, can you update your resume? This is the thing. We do not need for him to play hero ball. I didn't like when a couple of weeks ago when Jordan Lewis tried to do it. He don't need to do the same because we already know that a lot of times he's not being used to getting hit. Fumbles occur. It changed the momentum. The football league is all about momentum nowadays. So what we need to do is find a way, and I'm going to say this again, find a way to when they kick the ball off into the end zone, money zone, green zone, just take a knee or let it go, touchback. It would not hurt my feelings at all. Yes, indeed. OG, what's up, man? Forgot David Irvin's name. He don't want to play football. David Irvin don't want to play nobody's football.
Or lunch bag?
They don't want to play nobody football. David Irvin, he just chilling. He just, ready for this season to be over with so he can figure out ways to, get things going in other factors. John asks, what's up, man? Sometimes some things we haven't see is coming. Yeah, something we haven't seen is coming. Yes. Now, this is the thing. Now, I was talking about a change of pace back. I think that Darius is a better suit for this particular offense opposed to number 45. And he runs, he's a very aggressive runner. He got a little wiggle to his game. Just look up his highlights. The guy can get skinny, get squirt up field. I like his field. I like his field of vision as well when he runs. He plants his lead foot and get upfield. He got those things. So I like him in those factors. And then also on the kickoff return, he can do that. But I just don't want him to play hero ball. Willie, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Take care of the ball, play smart, avoid dumb penalties. Yes, somebody need to email my guy Tyron Smith on that. If you have a chance to maul a guy, just maul him. Don't try to hold on to him. Don't try to grab him because we already know that the NFL got their eyes on him. He's just so big and physical. Tavon Leroy, he is not playing. He's out. I was looking for Tavon to play this game opposed to any other game because this is a field game. It's a in the stadium game. We inside it, in all of the environment speaks volumes of him having a great day because he's a turf type of guy. So I do not want to see him out there next week. I can tell you that it's going to be cold. They in New York. You know how that go. Yes, indeed. Huncho, appreciate you for tuning in. Yes, Self. Yeah, Tavon is out. Darius is legit. Yes, he is, man. I liked him. I didn't like the fact that when we got rid of him for his rookie year. I think that that was a big mistake for us. I think that we should have kept him, and he would have been so much better for this offense because he would have picked up all those little small things. NFL just hate the Cowboys. Yes, Rodney Ellis, I agree. We are playing against two teams today, the Zebras and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know a lot of people said, Lord, that's low-hanging fruit. That's trash for you to say that. Everybody have reasonings, but results is what matter, and I can bring up facts to validate what I was just saying. There's no other team that's been penalized more than the Dallas Cowboys. And then on the opposing teams, come on now. We can be able to get around to the edge. I've seen people literally choking D-Law and the officials and the lead ref would be like, I didn't see no hole. And I'm like, look, the dude is in the chokehold. OG says, R. Lance Dunbar and Darius Jackson. Yeah, we will see. Yes. What's good, C. Perry? Appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. I hope you guys have a happy and wonderful holidays going around this corner right here. Hope you guys got all your shopping stuff out the way. What's up, man? Leroy Jenkins ditch. Did Sean Lee get hurt? No. They're just going to, he's a healthy stretch. Ref's been awful on both sides, though. Alex Dry. Yes, I agree. They've been awful on both sides. But I can argue the fact that that scale is leaning more towards being awful more so on our side. But I feel, collectively, the officials have too much power to be in control of a game. I like the NBA in certain factors where sometimes they let people play, regardless of the scenario, regardless of the scenario. But it is what it is. Ref hate us, bogus calls, no calls, DC for life, law, yes, and then the fines. The lowering of the helmet. I pull out a film, Kerryon Johnson doing the same thing that Ezekiel Elliott did, but the difference is that Ezekiel Elliott had to pay $26,000. Kerryon Johnson, he lowered his helmet, got my guy Jeff Heath out for a play, and if we didn't know whether or not Jeff Heath was going to be able to come back. No penalty, no flags. But it is what it is at this point. I know it's like cry me a river, right? But it is what it is at this point. That's the most profound statement that anybody can say. Ain't this right, Sheila Neal? She says, we get the unheard penalties, snap infractions. Yeah. And do I have data on that? Yes. We got data on that. So all we got to do now is just try to focus on beating both teams. That's what we got to do. We got to play. Now, of course, we got to focus on things that we can't control ultimately, like false starts. That's something that we really know, because we know they can call holding on every play, right? But we know for sure false starts is really something that we can really control. So we don't need these false start penalties. So we don't need these offsides too. Well, one game, say the guy lined up in the neutral zone, but they wait till the sack fumble occurred, then they throw the flag. So see how things like that, and the NFL have yet to release any statement. But we had other aficionados to say, hey, the guy was not offside, things like that. But it is what it is. That's spilled milk. We won that game, so I'm not going to cry too much, right? We're not going to cry too much, but let's see what they have to say a little bit more.
Nothing went right in either phase of the game for the Cowboys. From the week of practice and hearing what's happening, what has been the message from the coaching staff to this team about what happened last week and how to get it going this week?
From the head coach, the message is remarkably consistent, which I think is one of his strengths. When things go well, put it behind you and move on. When things go poorly, put it behind you and move on. If you're thinking about last week, you're not thinking about this week. From the position coaches and coordinators, particularly Rod Marinelli, my guess would be that I have seen all of that I need to see ever again, and a strong letter to follow. And I think they knew. Jess, you know this from playing football and basketball at the highest level. When you have a really stinky day as a player and or as a team, no one has to tell you. You know it. And when you put that on tape, then that's there forever. The world can see it. And so the one thing I think from which we could take some heart is, did you see the Chargers last night?
Yes.
Do we think that's who they are?
No.
Did you see the Colts against Jacksonville 3 weeks ago? Do we think that's who they are? Yeah. This is a stupid, screwy league, and that stuff happens. I think that the reason I don't expect that to happen again, and the reason I expect a complete reversal, it doesn't guarantee a result, but the reason I expect a complete reversal of performance is that I think in one game, the 40 points against Jacksonville, you can call that a fluke for this team. Offensively, that doesn't appear to be who they are. But I don't think you can do something for 5 weeks in a row that involves intensity and efforts like rebounding in basketball. To me, that's about a matter of it's positioning, it's some skill, but a lot of it's just want.
Yes.
Do you want to?
Right.
Same thing with playing defense in basketball. Same thing, I think, with playing defense at this level. That's about a mindset, and I don't think you can show the mindset that they showed as well as the performance for 5 straight weeks, and really more than that on defense, and have that be a fluke. So I choose to believe, based on that evidence, that that's who they are, and last week was the aberration. And if they prove today that that's not correct, then we got a bigger story.
All right, Brad, keys to the game today. How do the Cowboys win this thing and clinch the division championship?
They have to stop the running back wearing number 25 that no one ever heard of. And they didn't do that last week. They turned that guy, Mack, into Edgerrin James. And this Barber, number 25, nobody's ever heard of him unless you follow Auburn, but he's a decent player. He's got 760 yards rushing. You always say you want to make a team one-dimensional, and they start one-dimensional. And if you let them run the ball, then you're really in trouble. So that's number one. Then you have to get after him. This guy, there's a fascinating story, by the way. Ryan Fitzpatrick is inactive.
Right.
The reason he's inactive is that the Buccaneers organization has to make a decision on Winston.
No doubt.
On his contract. And they really want to look at Ryan Griffin sometime in the next couple of weeks. And there may be financial incentive for them to pull the plug on Winston if things start to go badly. Well, the guy will throw you the ball. You have to just put him in a position to do it. So they have got to get some pressure on him. They've got to stop the run, and they have got to contain Mike Evans, who I think is forget about even Deshaun Jackson, who's coming back today, but Evans is a deadly weapon.
Yes,
so they've got to contain them, and then they've got to control the ball and be better in the red zone on offense.
Brad Sham, thank you very much. Have a great call.
Sham.
Merry Christmas, guys.
They playing
Merry
We the
Christmas,
Boys
happy
in the
holidays to you.
background.
Brad Sham,
Y'all hear that in the
joining us
background?
inside the booth.
We them
You're
boys.
listening to the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Yes, indeed.
What makes Miller Lite such a great beer?
Miller Lite. Let me see
That
if
it
I
has
can-
more taste, or that it has only 96 calories?
Miller Lite, you got more taste. You guys, shout out to Miller Lite for getting that free plug on the Law Nation show. Corona, for those who drinks beer out there, Red Stripe or a Corona will work, or Heineken. Let me know what beer choice you guys drink. But shout out to you guys. Darius Marshall, appreciate you for tuning in to the nation, and also OG, appreciate you for making a donation to help grow the nation. Everyone match me for this nation. Let's go. He said, matching from dollar for dollar, for pound for pound. That's what I'm talking about, Rollins. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Get the dub today. Law. Yes. We're going to have to get that dough. We got to get that dough and get that dub. Dilly, Virginia Finest. Yes. We got to figure out a way. Yeah, the game is right around the corner. Yes. I hope you guys got your Christmas shopping. I hope you guys ask Santa what you want. I'm talking about, I want a Lombardi trophy. Who want a Lombardi trophy for Christmas? Yeah, Anthony Brown is not playing, Adam. Yes, he is not playing. Bill Bates, yes. What he says over here, I'm going there now, Justin. Yes, Bill Bates. Appreciate you for tuning in to this thing. Miller, nah, I like Bud Light. Virginia Finest. Yes, he said he liked the Bud Light. Budweiser. This message is brought to you by Bud Light. Throw Justin on as a moderator. I would do that. I would do that, Justin. He needs to be in. I know my guy David Alexander the Great need to be a mod. I'm gonna pass out some mods, man, when I can get a chance to click off of this screen right here and get everything going. But appreciate you guys for tuning in to the nation. I'm going to remember this because I can go back live after the show has been produced and make these guys moderators to help out everybody, to spread the word, put links down below to help people out. This is what this nation is all about, growing this thing. And don't forget to hit me on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter too, so that we can continue to grow this thing. And if you're on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. And Roku. Roku is not live now, but the Roku player, if you got Roku, you type in my name and you'll see this post-production, not current production, if that makes any sense. Alabama Cowboy fan, yes, landlord. Yes, make sure y'all pay the landlord over there. Active Taco Charlton and Zach Martin. Yes, those guys both are active. Headline Cowboys fan number 11. Yes, injury report inactive. Anthony Brown, Sean Lee, and Tavon Austin. Appreciate you for making the donation. Appreciate you for making the information too out there available for everybody. See, this is what I'm talking about, Justin. Let me see if I can get around. Justin, you've been following this thing for a long, not just a short time, a long time. This boy been following us for a minute, man. And for those who out there who like to be some foot soldiers out there to help me out, that's always a pleasure, man. See, the screen is moving too fast, but Justin, just remind me, man, to hit me up on the Twitter machine, and we can make you one of the mods out here. You in Virginia Finest, man. Appreciate you too. And let's get this thing going one way or another. Let me just give you guys this right here. We got to play this, right? Yes. Whoa, making a donation. Let's go. I don't want to blow your ears off. Let's go do this way. Yeah. Will, appreciate you, man. Let me say this. Eli 2 cents. I think that the Russian title is already there for you, Ezekiel Elliott. But at what cost for this team, I don't know. But I think that they're reevaluating everything. And I'm thinking that with Darius Jackson, it may be a blessing in disguise to bring him back out there. And hopefully they give him a few snaps and he can just do his thing up on his team. I would rather for Ezekiel Elliott next year to not just be the guy that they have all this on his shoulders, right? I would rather for Ezekiel Elliott next year to be like a split back situation, whereas we go out there and we grab a guy that's in this draft, or we find somebody that could complement Ezekiel Elliott's skill set, and we can have that dual threat possibility happen out there. Let me know if you guys feel the same, because we got to know, we got to have with our mind to understand that Ezekiel Elliott can't do this for like his whole entire career, just be this bell cow that everybody's sitting there saying to themselves, okay, he's not going to get injured. He's not going to fall short on things. No. We got to figure out how to think down the road, down the, I guess, the valleys and the high hills and stuff like that. Shout out to you, John. Yes. They coming out. The wolves coming out, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes. Fresh legs. Yes, OGs. Yes, we need that. Yes, indeed. He says Virginia finds nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing but the best. Joseph, appreciate you, man. Fam, appreciate you. I thank you all the time for making a donation to help grow the nation. Savage Time, what's good, man? Yes, but right now, we need to clinch. Yes, we do. But at what cost? You do not want to just run the man dead out there, and then he be clinched, and then he's not available for I guess for the playoffs. So we got to figure out that math. We got to figure things out. Do you guys agree? Let me know if you disagree. Yes, let me know. Let me know. Texas T, shout out to you, 346. Appreciate you for tuning in. Take care. Yes, indeed. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. One way or another, let's find a way to get this dub. So this is what we're going to do. This right here is just the pre-game talk. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break this thing down, shut this stream down, and then we're going to bring it back up again so we won't have like a stream that's for like 5 to 10 hours, you know? So I'm going to break this down at 12, and then we'll start up another one. As a matter of fact, we'll start up one right now. Yes, indeed. But we're going to go. We're going to stop this one. We're going to bring it back up again. Thank everybody for tuning in to the nation. I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Just fall back into this thing when I go live again. Yes, I understand that it's, some of you guys, you may go run and grab a cup of coffee, may have to go run and grab you a bite to eat, because we in for the long haul. You already know. I'm going to be here right here with you guys. One way or another. Let's go. Let's see what they got to say.
Jalen Smith, I think he's supposed to save that for the Bucs, isn't he?
I pulled everything I got on me to move to get out of the way. I could kill him.
Hey, Byron Jones also ran by and was smart enough to stay clear of the owner, but Byron Jones was elected to his first Pro Bowl this year, and a big day for him. He's going to get a chance to go against Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson, but could you talk about Byron's play this year and the matchups he'll see today?
Well,
Jerry
apart from
Jones,
just absolutely having surreal physical talent, I'm talking Byron. He's one of the hardest workers we've ever had on the Dallas Cowboys. And so for us, it couldn't happen any better for him to evolve into the kind of year he's having and the player he is. And it speaks to our future. Everybody dreams of getting at a high pick in the draft, which first round pick is, a real shutdown corner. And to some degree, he's that to the extent you can be with the rules the way we have it today.
Let's stay in the defensive backfield, because with Anthony Brown inactive today with the back spasms, Jordan Lewis, who hadn't played as much this year as he did last year as a rookie, is going to have a key role going against Adam Humphries guarding in the slot. What do you see ahead for Jordan today and the ability to step up here at the end of the season?
He's going to be a very busy boy today, and will actually be the most counted on that he's been since he's been a Cowboy. And so it's an opportunity for him.
It tripped me out how Jerry Jones said Cowboy.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how he responds.
He speeds up when he says Cowboy.
He's as any player we got on the team.
Is Sean Lee inactive today because the hamstring flared up, or trying to save him moving forward? I know Sean only played the 7 snaps last week.
Yeah, I think he's. We thought that where he is sensitivity-wise, there was no need to push it, and that the better part of Valor, there's no question we got a better chance to have him longer this year if we were conservative today.
And Jerry, Dak came out of last week's game with no rushes at all.
Y'all better run, Dak.
Is that something I know that sometimes they're in the playbook, but they don't get called during the course of the game. But is there a plan to get him more involved early in the game in the run game?
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you one you will see with the ball more is 19.
Okay. Amari Cooper, just the 4 catches last week. What was that? Did they double team him last week?
Just got a lot of things that we can do with Amari, and we've just certainly going to be doing more things with him.
We appreciate it. Thanks, Jerry. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. Yes, guys, before we're going to break down this one, and then we're going to bring it back up again. You guys know how this thing go. But this is the thing. Guys, we got to figure out something to let Dak Prescott be able to kill him with his legs. If he can't kill him with his arm, at least kill him with the legs. That's all the time we have for right now. We will kick this thing back up. And remember, you all are listening to Nothing But the Bass. Salute. Let's jam on out of this thing. And we'll kick it back up again.